So, it's been a while, hasn't it? I've been obsessing over Supernatural for the past 2 weeks, which is it's a trip. I didn't expect that to happen, the whole me obsessing over Supernatural of all things thing going on. But it's happening. That's for the past at this point, 3, maybe 2.5 weeks, I've been diving deep into rewatching Supernatural reactions and getting very involved in how much I love that show, which is, it's interesting. I didn't expect it to happen. But I took a little bit of a break from the Magnus Archives halfway through. I know, and my birthday's coming up, so I'm listing a bunch of Magnus Archives merch on my birthday list. But yeah, back to Magnus Archives. Wait, what the fuck does my what's my live stream say? It's on. It still says episode 99 and 100. Okay, episode 101. 101. Except I fail at Paul. Fail. I have a final today, and I should be studying for it, but I'm not doing it apparently. Um, what should I add in this description? Hmm. Um. What episodes am I gonna be watching? I'm gonna at least react 101. What was that? Okay, God, there's so many. I watched so many episodes. Jesus Christ. I don't want the show to be over because I really love the mythos, but also apparently I've reminded myself of how much I love the supernatural mythos as well. The world building. God, I love Supernatural. I know you didn't come here to watch me talk about Supernatural, but if you wondering where my mind has been for the past 2 weeks, it's been Supernatural, the show that I never finished watching. I watched until season 14, and I watched like 3 seasons of it live and binged the rest on Netflix. And then so I suddenly decided after 2 weeks of suddenly being dragged back, screaming and kicking into supernatural super hell, I am back in the supernatural grind and watching season 15 for the first time, despite the fact that I have a bunch of spoilers. But yeah, I'm back into Magnus Archives because why not? No need to watch, just listen. And I have a final due today, and an assignment, and a bunch of things happening, and a final due tomorrow. But let's go. Episode 100, Statement of Michael. I knew about that before this. I have nothing else to recap about Magnus Archives because I haven't watched any episodes between these two because they both seem important. Oh wait, what episodes am I? Oh my god, I haven't looked at my fucking beholding lists in forever. Oh my god. Okay. Where is it? And what do I watch? The heck? Why is my account not working? Okay. Ew, what? Jesus, okay. My school has very annoyingly changed the policy to make it very impossible for people to access files outside of anything, and which is awful and very inconvenient to people trying to learn. Dang, all I have to react to is 101, and I can react to 2 and 3 on my own. Interesting. Sneak preview. And once I get to 111, that's when I just watch the rest of the season on camera. Nice. No, 111 through 114, and then 17 till the end of the season. Okay, so I'm watching this episode, and then I watch stuff on my own until I get to apparently 104. What? Okay, I just looked at the description for 104. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's a statement of Timothy Stoker. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have looked at that. I shouldn't have looked at that. Oh my god, holy shit. Tim's statement, the reason why he got into the institute. Holy shit! Oh my god, I love Tim so much. Tim's been popping up. Oh my god. Okay, I'll just react. Okay. Statement of Michael taken directly from subject. Okay, time for episode 101. I'll be doing political. Oh my god, that's so loud. Oh my lord.
Physical and mental health, and it's a heck of a lot easier than all this nonsense. So even if you throw your New Year's resolutions out
that
the
seems
window,
okay.
you can still put your body on a
My voice is not that much louder. Okay.
Prices start at just $499, and you get $399 in accessories. CU.org.
Sorry, ads. Okay. I'm sorry, spooky music. I'm trying to test my audio. It looks like it's good enough. So I'll check again when someone starts talking.
Episode 101. Another twist.
Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, wrong thing. Oh god, I'm kind of a walking disaster. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm doing political science homework for the not studying for the final that I need to do. Jesus.
Oh, it does work.
Oh my god.
What have you been recording? Anything spooky?
Oh yeah, Jonathan Sims is kidnapped.
Elias who listens. Hello. He's mine now, and you can't have him back. Oh, don't worry. It's not for you. You won't even need a coffin. We're going to use every piece of you.
He sounded so offended.
Somewhere far, far away.
Man can't even talk and he sounds offended.
To be near us.
Beacon and hope?
Just move yourselves away and take it with you.
Gotcha. Right you are.
Did she say Elias can hear these?
Right. Where were we? Oh, of course. So, Elias, can I call you Elias? Let me set the scene. As I know you can't actually see this, he's tied to a chair. Sarah wanted to use nails, but I talked her out of it because I'm a good friend. You're welcome. And he is absolutely surrounded with waxworks. Not good waxworks.
Madame
though.
Tussauds?
Weird ones.
Oh.
Faces where you feel like you almost recognise who it's meant to be, but then instead, it's downright uncanny.
Uncanny.
Excuse me, I'm talking to your boss, and I would thank you not to interrupt. You know,
Can Elias hear
say,
these?
Elias, can I call you Elias? You've not raised this one very well. He is rude, and he just will not stop asking questions.
That's what he does.
But now, I can ask the questions. How are you feeling? Oh, wonderful. Now, about the
Okay.
thing. You see, originally I was just planning to have you followed, in case you found that ancient relic one. I mean, my goodness, it is very powerful. And if you didn't come through, well, you're quite powerful yourself. And more than that, you are symbolically appropriate. So I thought you'd make a lovely frock. Exactly. Well, I was going to.
With John.
You know, have you ever had one of those backup plans that when you think about them, they're just more fun? So I thought, out with the old, in with the new.
the time.
It's a secret place of power if you can't hide it from a big stupid eye. Anyway, you sit tight. Lots to do. Oh, also, do you have a preferred brand of lotion? Because you have not been taking care of your skin, and we really do need it in better shape before we peel you. All right, I'll just ask them to pick up a selection.
Manages to sound so offended while being gagged. Man. Hi.
Oh, Archivist, what have you done now? It's almost sad to see you like this. Almost.
Almost. I mean, thanks.
I've come to a decision, Archivist. I'm going to kill you.
Oh, well.
It's
Everyone's
earlier than I hoped, but that's
earlier.
life, I suppose, your life. Before I do, however, I want you to understand, even if it does go against my nature. So, ask your questions.
What?
Ask me.
Interesting. Why would you want him to understand?
How did you find me?
The eye watches, and the stranger conceals, but me, I lie, Archivist. I am the throat of delusion incarnate. They can't hide you from me.
What do you have to do with the unknowing?
Nothing.
God, this laugh.
Nothing whatsoever. Except perhaps that I would like it to fail.
The way it layers.
Why are you here?
I already said to kill you.
But why?
Because I don't want the circus to win, and I don't want the archives to either. Killing you myself
The circus.
is the best of both. And of course there's revenge.
Revenge? I still don't even know who you are.
I am Michael. I was not always Michael. I do not want to be Michael. Being Michael stole the only purpose I have ever known.
You were Gertrude's assistant, weren't you?
No.
But the tape, I
No.
heard you.
You heard Michael.
Well,
Quiet, Archivist. The cramped casket sings loud, but not loud enough to drown out screaming. The Michael on that tape was not me. When that person was Michael, I was something else. And now I am Michael, and that person is gone.
So what, you became him?
No more than he became me. It is rare that someone I take finds their way into being me, but it does happen.
okay.
And Michael had help.
What happened?
A statement. Of course. Is your recorder running?
Apparently. Oh, he said yes.
Say it, Archivist.
Statement of Michael. Taken from subject. Date.
The last day of the Archivist's life.
Statement begins.
Okay.
How far back should it go? To the beginning of me? Centuries? Millennia? How do you define the start of your being when in some ways you have always been? Time is difficult to form. Michael Shelley, though, he is easier to keep track of. He was born, he was pointless, and he should have died.
Okay then. I can't work when Michael's talking.
He went to work for the Magnus Institute, that ivory tower keeping its prisoners ignorant in pursuit of knowledge. A dungeon full of idiot watchers. And Michael Shelley was no exception. When he was in school, he lost a friend to something like me.
Most
His
people
friend was named
have.
Ryan, but those in power simply called him schizophrenic. I don't know if he was.
His name was what?
But it doesn't. And Michael Shelley was no exception. When he was in school, he lost a friend to something like me. His friend was named Ryan, but those in power simply called him schizophrenic. I don't know if he was, but it doesn't matter. He was so dreadfully afraid his world wasn't real that to make it so was almost nothing. Michael was there when he was taken. He never got over what he saw.
Just like John, and probably Tim, and probably most people who work at the Institute.
The Institute where he met Gertrude Robinson, the archivist. Even being what I am, I have rarely seen anyone so adept at distorting the truth as Gertrude Robinson.
Really?
Michael was
distorting the truth.
A frail old woman he believed her to be.
She did seem to cover that up.
So forgetful. Yet
what a front.
Gently wise. He cared for her. He trusted her, and she fed him to me. She made him me.
On
to
purpose?
Destroy our transcendence. And
transcendence.
She did not hesitate.
Okay.
Poor Michael.
Stop our transcendence.
Before conferences, investigations. Gertrude had made sure that all her assistants were ready, that none of them would be suspicious if they were told they were going abroad for work. So there was no doubt in his mind, no concern, when she told him that they were travelling to Russia. Perhaps if he'd have stopped to look up their destination, he might have discovered that there was no such place as Zemlya Sanikova. But he did not. He trusted her. Even when they arrived in Dixon, at the edge of the Kara Sea, and they were picked up by a quiet sea captain called Peter Lucas.
Oh my god.
Even then.
So this is that one episode with that one person that lady who worked on that, I'm gonna sound insane, that lady who worked on that ship, and then like no one talked, and then they left. She met a guy, but then they left, and they left him behind, and like a fog rolled in, and then they came back, and then he was gone, and then like they started conversing and talking and being jolly or whatever, like because they sacrificed that guy to the fog, and this is the Peter Lucas. He was the person on the ship, that the captain who did it. So, and Gertrude did this because we know that the Lucas family has connections with the archives, which has been said over and over again, and also the fact that he showed up in one of the Lucases, I don't know which one, I'm an idiot, showed up last episode. Like, and he went, I'm gonna talk to Elias. And then, but in the prior episodes, Jonathan Sims was like, I can't look into this further because Elias keeps telling me not to because we have connections with the Lucas family. God damn it. But was Gertrude really doing stuff like this? She was sacrificing people. Like, people have been theorizing on like the Reddit posts from the past. I look at like old Reddit posts that come out at the time of these videos coming out, these episodes, so that I can like feel like I'm part of the fandom, looking at the fandom history, even though I wasn't there, but I like feeling like knowing what was happening at the time. Like, I was looking at the fact that some people thought that the old lady and the boy in the car with the blue eyes, that in the pit episode, Everyone Ignores the Pit, I think, these people are saying the old lady was Gertrude and that was one of her assistants, and she also sacrificed him. Did she sacrifice all of her assistants to like stop things like the unknowing, but in different but for different entities? Because it seems like, I feel like it's been implied before that Gertrude has, in some way stopped, other, the way she talked about, the hunt, I'm tracking the hunt in North America, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I had to stop this. It seemed like she has stopped, other apocalypses before, basically. And, is this how she did it? I'm like, Okay.
He trusted her. They travelled north, through cold far more bitter than any Michael had even conceived possible. And you know what he worried about? He worried about Gertrude Robinson.
Being
about
cold?
how this poor old woman might cope with the chill. But now she was like iron and walked with a purpose that Michael had never before seen in her. The water turned ice as the Arctic approached, and Gertrude's eyes turned cold. Then, at last, he began to be afraid. He asked her where they were going, and was told again, Zemnia Sanikova, Sanikov land. There was a great evil, she said, and Michael was going to help her fight it. Am I evil, Archivist? Is a thing evil when it simply obeys its own nature?
I don't know.
Embodies its nature?
Maybe
when that nature is
the nature is
by
evil.
Those which revile it?
Nature is
believed so.
When its
Michael
nature is created by those who revile it. What the fuck? That's poetic. I think that refers to the fact that the thing that creates these entities is the fear that people have for them. The thing that gives them power. Like, he said, when the thing that created it is the people who revile it. Like, the feeling. That makes sense. I think that's what that just implied. Is that wrong? Is that evil? I don't know if it's evil by nature, but it feels like the universe. If that's how it works, then that hate, if the hate and fear that people feel towards not objects but subjects, is something that creates embodiments of those fears. If the world is just like that and that's how it works, then maybe it just seems as though the world is evil, not the fears that are manifesting, but just the way the world operates. Why would it have to work that way? It seems like in that way the universe would be evil, because why would it manifest these beings of torment? You know? Okay, I'm just trying to answer his question. Sorry.
He did. He believed everything she told him. And it was me they sought to stop. Me and the others of It Is Not What It Is.
It is not what it is.
The worker of clay had labored for decades on that.
What was it? It is not what it is. It is not what it is. The lying one, which is the spiral. The spiral. Yes. Okay.
Impossible.
I'm sorry. I'm catching up.
Of doors and stairs and falsehoods and smiles. 1,000 staring morsels stood, and not one of them believed themselves sane to look upon it. And in the centre, the door that would open to all the places that were never there, was me. I use the word apotheosis not because it is correct.
Not the apotheosis is upon us. Okay, I'm sorry.
We are within the passages themselves. And this is what Michael and Gertrude found when they set foot on Sanikov land, which does not exist. There never has. It was warm, and feeling its reassurance beneath his feet was the last time poor, doomed Michael knew comfort. They walked through the green jungle of that forever elusive polar island, and up the gentle mountains that can never have a name, and at the top they found us through our spiraling laughter. And they saw us in all of our glory.
Us.
Michael did not go mad, though no words
all of the beings of the spiral?
The mind does
or just
not
you?
Shatter, Archivist. It is soft and malleable. It bends and twists and returns to what it was, though what you see and feel may leave their mark upon it. If Michael thought he had lost his mind, it was only because what he saw with crystal clarity was simply not something that could be real. But Gertrude Robinson did not waver. She did not hesitate. She gave no indication that she saw anything more or less than what was expected. Hers was not a mind that left room for doubt. She stared into us carefully, her eyes scanning for something that was my heart, looking for my door. And she found it. Perhaps I should have realized what was happening, seen those two lonely figures approaching me. But I cannot tell you the existential joys of truly becoming, of an entireness finally crossing the threshold into yourself. So ecstatic was my completeness, I did not even hear my own door creak open, because Gertrude had told Michael how he could stop us. She told him to walk through the door, and even then, with so much of his mind shut down in panic and terror, he trusted her. And
Is
he
that some
went
betrayal, I
inside,
sense? From the person who is
closing the
not you?
door behind him. But Gertrude Robinson had given poor, disposable Michael one more thing before sending him to me. She had given him a map. I couldn't say how she would have gotten such a thing, or if she somehow made it.
A map of an unmappable corridor?
A map. A map to me. It made no sense, lines overlapping and inverting, but once within, Michael knew which turns to make, which doors to open, which mirrors to shatter, until he became me. Even sharper than the joy of becoming is the agony of being opened and remade. To have your who torn bloody from your what and another crudely lashed into its place. To become Michael, and to do so at such a crucial point in our twisting, in our becoming. Well, of course, it destroyed it. The impossible altar collapsed. The worker of clay tore out his veins to dissolve himself in crimson mud. The others of us were cast to all the places that aren't. Some have still not found their way out again. And somehow Gertrude Robinson was back on that boat before Sanikov land, once again never existed. And all that was left was me, Michael. My very existence tied to my pointlessness, wearing my failure as the very fabric of my being, reduced once again to feeding on the unsuspecting and confused. That is who I am.
Okay, then.
But you never tried to take revenge on Gertrude.
She knew how to protect herself. She knew what she was creating. And killing her was not as important. She wasn't as good an archivist as you are.
What?
So why not
How?
before?
I had hoped that you would stop the unknowing first. Destroy the workings of I do not know you. But instead you are here and may bring it about faster. So better your death happens now.
Is there anything I can do to stop you from killing me?
I mean, it's a good question.
If you scream loud enough, the circus may take notice of me, but I promise you will die far more pleasantly with me than with them. Oh. Good.
Okay.
Right this way.
Okay.
Open it. Open it, and all this will be over. It's not.
Why is it locked?
It can't be.
Well, you try it.
That's not... Oh. Oh no.
What?
Do you want to come in?
Huh?
Helen?
Helen?
Helen Richardson, but Michael...
Michael isn't me. Not now.
What happened?
He got distracted.
Who's Helen Richardson
Let
again?
feelings that shouldn't have been his overwhelmed me. Lost my way.
And now you're Helen.
I don't know. I never know, not really. Do I need a name?
No, I suppose not.
Helen is better than Michael.
But she's gone.
Yes. As is Michael. There's only me.
Okay.
Do you still want to leave here?
Are you still going to kill me?
No. That was Michael's desire, not mine.
So what do you want?
I don't know. Helen liked you, so...
Oh!
Consider. But I will help you leave.
That's the lady from that got trapped in the door in the first time we saw Michael.
The liar. How do I know this isn't a trick?
And if it was, what would you do about it?
It's 47, a new door.
Right. How long have I been here? There's no... It was hard to keep track.
Time is hard, Archivist. It's difficult to follow without a proper mind, especially here. A while.
Right.
Door is open if you're ready.
No, not really, but...
Holy Jesus. Jesus Christ, what do I even what do I even say? Oh my god, that was a painful scream. That was pain. That was genuine pain that I just heard. How did they... Voice actors are scary. I don't know. Okay. Helen Richardson. What then? Are we to believe that she got her way to the center, to his heart, and rewrote Michael? I don't know. Well, he had a map, so, you know. Or did she just, I don't know. Or is she another one? Or... That seemed painful, though. It seemed like maybe it was the pain of being remade that he talked about. Michael, Jesus Christ. So we know that Gertrude stops, like apocalypses that these entities are trying to cause, where they try to rewrite the world in their image or whatever. But she's apparently done it by sacrificing her own assistants, and basically seemed to be knowingly doing that. Anything for anything, though. Why did Michael say that he... Usually people say Gertrude was a better... people always say that Gertrude was a better archivist than John, so why did Michael say that John was a better archivist than Gertrude? Or did I hear that wrong? Okay, yeah. Orsinov is addressing Elias. That's how the episode started. But under the assumption that Elias can hear all of these tapes, which I didn't know was true. I didn't know. I had never picked up on that before. Like, Elias has given hints to Jonathan liking things to be on tape, but we never got any indication that Elias can hear, like, the things on the tapes go directly to Elias. We have been given hints that the things on the tapes go directly to the eye, or the beholding, or whatever it seems. Yeah, and there's the coffin there that's apparently moaning and covering up John's the speaking and yelling, which I wonder what coffin is that? Apparently for Mag 2, the chained up one that says do not open or whatever. Why do they have the coffin? Like the coffin, it's like because the stranger stuff is all being like all fake and weird and uncanny and stuff like that. But when we saw, oh shit, but we do know that the coffin was being moved by Breakin and Hope, so that does make sense, because Breakin and Hope are here and they work for the stranger and all that, you know, that makes sense. But what does the coffin have to do with the stranger's whole deal, since, like, we saw that inside the coffin there was a staircase, why did my throat do that? There was a staircase down to, like, in underground, so I was like, what? I didn't know what that had to do with anything. I assumed it had something to do with, like, the ground spirit or whatever. So yeah, Nicola's like, well, what if I use your skin instead? Wookity woo woo, that sounds more fun. It's like, oh, okay. So that skin wasn't as important? The weird old gorilla skin? Or maybe it is still important. We just went like, oh, Jonathan Sims, I could skin him too. How did the recorder turn back on? And it seemed as though John knew it was back on. Michael was like, is the recorder on? And John's like, yeah. It's like, okay. And like the fact that they know about the statements, and it's like statements specifically are like this sacred like existence, is so weird. I don't know what it means. Michael's like, do your little thing, do your little song and dance, just say the thing, Jonathan Sims. Michael doesn't like the unknowing, obviously. He said something, what was it called? He said something like becoming. Statement. The worker of clay. Michael did mention the worker of clay. Okay. Something about the worker of clay going like, whoop, or something like, site of the ritual. Own apotheosis, which I think means transformation, because I'm the guy who didn't like musicals. A culmination, like you're culminating stuff, I guess. Michael's heart. Teared out Michael's heart and they got twisted together. The Spiral's worshippers were exiled by the force of the uncreation. Okay, thanks for whatever that means. He did say they all got scattered to wherever because the ritual failed, and they all got scattered to places, and some of them couldn't even get back. They're still stuck wherever they are, somewhere. Yeah, Michael said she was not as good as an archivist as John, which is strange, because like every creature ever has been like, you're not as good as Gertrude. She took a bunch of precautions and she knew shit, and you don't know anything, and you're just stumbling around. It's like, geez, okay. But apparently Michael thinks otherwise. Door's locked. It's a long, pained scream. It was very pained. That was an insane scream. It was terrifying. It was very good. Helen Richardson. I'm sorry, there's a trivia section at the bottom that says, to mimic the sound of being gagged, not Jonathan Sims, Johnny Sims, apparently that is what he's actually called, the actor, they call him Johnny Sims, delivered his lines with as much of his fist in his mouth as he could fit. Why didn't he just gag himself? Like, you could have just put a cloth in your mouth. Nope. I can't even, I feel like my mouth would break. Okay, let me try. No, I'm not gonna try. Should I try? Okay, I'm turning off the camera because this is gonna be disgusting, but I'm gonna try whatever the heck this is. I'm like crying. Holy shit. Oh. Napkin. Did that sound like I was gagged? I mean, like, at least Jonathan sounded like he was, like, speaking through cloth in that episode. I had no idea. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, I have a headache. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's go back to the actual plot of the episode. Helen Richardson. What happened to Michael? And Helen says Michael isn't me anymore because he let himself be overwhelmed and lost my way. What? She is not sure if she is Helen either, but Helen is better than Michael, at least. Killing John was Michael's desire, but Helen will help him leave because Helen Richardson liked him. I mean, he let her talk. It's kind of nice. To follow her to the door. The blooper reel for this episode is available to patrons on the Rusty Quill Patreon page. Oh no, I want to see that. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna look at this transcript because it's scary and I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna go down to whatever the heck is this. Magnus Institute, the ivory tower, keeping its prisoners ignorant in pursuit of knowledge. A dungeon full of idiot watchers. Lost a friend to something like me. Apparently that's a running theme, and it makes sense because why else would people be wanting to join the study of the paranormal in the future? Gertrude made sure all of her assistants were ready. It seems as though she did sacrifice all of them to stop apocalypses. Haha. Okay, when she told them to return to Russia. Peter Lucas. Because she's kind of an asshole. She put up a front and everyone to make everyone put up a front and everything to make people believe that she was frail and helpless and she could do no harm, you know? Like, she didn't have to do that, but she just did it. Just to maintain her cover, to make them let their guards down so she could kill them. And save the world, I guess, but still murder, I guess. If you have a stone freaking heart, you can do whatever it takes. Me and the others of It Is Not What It Is. I like these cool names that they give them that are like statements that are like they're like great. The way they structure these statements with the dashes in between, it's like the great encapsulations of the contradictory and like mental nature of these like entities. Like the It Is Not What It Is, which is the spiral, and what is it? Like I do not know you is the stranger, I think. It's very interesting. It is not what it is, aka Our Great Twisting. I guess this file name makes sense. The worker of clay had labored for decades on that contorted, impossible edifice of doors and stairs and falsehoods and smiles. A thousand staring morsels stood, and not one of them believed themselves sane to look upon it. And in the center, the door that would open to me. Open to all the places that never. And in the center, the door that would open to all the places that were never there was me. I use the word apotheosis not because it is correct, but because I can only show you its truth when we are within the passages themselves. So something called the worker of clay made the corridors, the passageways, Michael's hallways, and inside it was him. They found which does not exist and never was. Thank you. It was warm and feeling it with a reassurance. Gertrude didn't hesitate. A map, and she somehow had a map to how to get to that place where Michael's core was, his heart. Its heart, I guess. Even sharpened the joy of becoming. Perhaps I should have realized what was happening, seen those two lonely figures approaching me, but I cannot tell you the existential joys of truly becoming. Of an emptiness finally crossing the threshold into yourself. So ecstatic was my completeness, I didn't hear my door crack open. So they were doing a ritual to make Michael, not Mike, before he was Michael, to make this thing, the distortion, real, or become something, to become itself, or something real, to become itself. So to make this thing, were doing a ritual to make this thing become itself, but during that ritual, they sent Michael in, and Michael tore its heart out, and they got remade into Michael. A crucial point in our twisting and our becoming, well, of course, it destroyed it. The altar collapsed. The worker of clay tore out his veins to dissolve himself in crimson mud. I guess clay and blood will make you mud. Clay and blood will make you mud. I'm a genius. The others of us were cast to all places, and Sinikov land once again never existed. And this is a confusing statement. And all that was left of me, Michael, my very existence tied to my politeness, wailing my failure as the very fabric of my being, reduced once again to feeding on the unsuspecting and confused. That is who I am. Okay, we learned a lot there. So we got confirmation that Gertrude stops apocalypses, or not maybe not apocalypses specifically, but just rituals that these beings, these followers try to accomplish to get their entities more stuff or existence or anything. She stops them, but also other things she does, she does, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, we learned we learned Michael's whole deal is that, we learned how he became Michael. We learned the worker of clay exists. We learned apparently it seems it's implied that these things of not the stranger, the spiral, they used to be a lot more powerful, or at least they were on the cusp of becoming like very powerful or something else, but now this is their weakened state. Gertrude has weakened them, weakened Michael has weakened this Michael, when they used to be on the cusp of obtaining this great power or becoming this thing, and then Gertrude prevented it by sacrificing Michael, and now they're back to just like fucking with people. Yeah, it's called the Workings of I Do Not Know You. Its name is I Do Not Know You. The stranger's name is I Do Not Know You, and but the spiral's name is what is it? It is not what it is. So like, it is not. I think it is not what it is. Oof. Okay, we learned that. At the beginning, we learned that they're planning to fucking skin the Archivist. Wait, did she say that would be better than having the skin? Or oh yeah, she was also talking directly to Elias, which I talked about. They're surrounded by waxworks, but spooky ones. I guess that explains the whole Madame Tussauds thing with the not them. More muffled indignation. That's literally what he sounds like. How can he sound so indignant and offended while being completely unable to speak? Jonathan Sims, I love you. Muffled refutation? Question mark? He got offended when Orsinov said, "You have not raised this one very well." Now the whole skin thing, you see, originally I was just planning to have you followed in case you followed that ancient relic one. I mean, my goodness, it is very powerful, and if you didn't come through, well, you are quite powerful yourself, and more than that, you are symbolically appropriate, so I thought you'd make a lovely frog. So she's like, apparently, I guess because the eye is their enemy, they're like, well, like, if I wore the skin of the Archivist, that'd be okay too. And it's like, sure. Symbolic. I was going to wait, but backup plans are more fun. Jonathan Sims does not moisturize. That was a cool episode. That was a very cool episode. We learned more about Gertrude. We learned a lot about Michael. Did Michael get literally replaced for real? Okay, I'm gonna read that too. Michael listened to me, not now. He got distracted, let feelings that shouldn't have been his overwhelm me, lost my way. So Helen is now the distortion. I don't know if she managed to make her way to the heart, or maybe not. Maybe she just, I don't know, she just replaced him not because of the heart thing, but because the distortion was like, nah, Michael's too emotionally driven with his whole revenge plots and killing the Archivist. Come on, apparently. Do I need a name? She says, Helen is better than Michael. Yes, as is Michael, there's only me. We just killed Michael. I'm so sad. I miss Michael. He had a cool laugh. Michael wanted to kill you, not mine. Hope you leave. You're the distortion. You're the liar. Jonathan Sims confirms it. Time is hard. And then he follows her. Interesting. He got saved by the lady that he was maybe nice to, slightly. Just treated like a normal person. Interesting. Michael got flopped. Apparently he got too involved in his whole, like, feelings. In his feelings as Michael, the person who wanted revenge. He did seem very angry, despite the fact that he was trying to cover it up. He was like, there's a bunch of untapped rage there. He was like, Michael, he trusted her. Ha 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 ha. I'm not bitter about this at all. Interesting. I can't wait to see things are going. I'll be watching the next 2 episodes on my own, but then I'll react to the next one, and then I'll just watch like 1 episode on my own, and I'll watch the next 2, and then it's how it goes. But that was cool. I'm glad to get back into this. I have a final to do and an assignment complete, so bye.